but I don't know how they go because it's been quite a while.
Alright, our next show match is Alm vs. Kwark on the map Tear of Goddess by Gosami.
What map is this? I should go and check the maps.
It looks like Luna.
Okay, yeah. It's like a new version of Luna, kind of.
Yeah. Also,
Kind of
you should.
also... Okay.
Ox, you should put some fake replays in the replay folder, or you end up spoiling the games.
They are spoiled for those who are looking at our screen share on Discord, but they're not being spoiled for stream viewers. So we got Kwark, bottom right, 100 APM. Talking up a storm. Give me some tips.
Well, are we sure this is game one? Because we seem to be talking about maybe just talking about the map.
Yeah. This map actually looks like, aside from the middle, kind of also reminds me of La Mancha a little bit, except where the ridges are would be ramps on La Mancha. You know? Has a little bit of that vibe to it. It's a bit less open though, admittedly.
Nothing particularly interesting to talk about so far in the game, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't really know either of these players, so I can't really comment on them.
Terran is trying to flatter the Protoss. The Protoss knows that he's bad at the game. Okay, Protoss is going for fast expansion. You can tell because he forgot to make a gateway.
Is it the 12 necks all-in build?
I think it might be. Although you don't do 12 necks on this map, it's not right. I disagree with this Protoss decision. It's unfortunate because the Protoss is me.
Yeah.
But also forward backs. Forward backs is what you want against 12 necks. I think the Terran is a pretty smart guy.
You're part of Team Ash, right, Kwark?
Yeah, but I don't actually ever play with any of them because I'm bad at being a team player. Okay, and look at Terran's going to Vax expand as well, so this is actually the perfect counter by the Terran. Because he's getting a quick command center and he's actually ahead on workers. He's going to be able to build a bunker.
Yeah, he should have enough Marines to break this.
Okay, Protoss has given Terran his start location. Which is a tactical decision. Because this 12 next build, it wants to be scouted early on. And you can't guarantee a scout if they don't know where you are. So it's a tactical.
Yeah. Right, because
tactical give location.
Need to bunker rush.
However, he can't bunker rush because he's only got one Marine. So all that's going to happen here is Terran's going to be really far ahead. And also know where Protoss is. Yeah. This is suboptimal. I question this Protoss player's decision making.
Well, the build should be like relatively even, but it looks like Protoss cut probes. Is that correct?
Yeah, that is correct.
Okay, so there's our issue.
Yeah, this isn't a regular 12 neck. This is a 12 neck that can only defeat a bunker rush. And if it's not bunker rushed, then there's not really anything behind it. I mean, it will have a bunch of Dragoons very quickly, but assuming Terran can repair the bunker, the Dragoons won't do anything. Whereas Terran is, 3 workers ahead, and...
I heard that as Terran, it's hard to get that SCV block to protect the tank when it comes out. So maybe the Protoss can snipe the tank.
We will see. But it's not a good situation for Protoss. 4 workers behind now. The fact that the Nexus came out faster doesn't mean anything because there weren't any workers mining it. Like, Terran is ahead on resources and he's never going to not be ahead.
Yeah.
Dragoon Ranger is half done though. That's the one thing the Protoss has going for him.
That's quite a wall behind the bunker for Terran.
I think the bunker might be exposed.
Yeah, well, I think that the minerals are in such a place that he could easily pull SCVs to the bunker, though.
Yeah, but against 4 Dragoons and 2 Zealots?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have to pull enough SCVs immediately, and even then it's going to be close.
Yeah.
And it looks like this Protoss player agrees with me. Heron is playing normally. He's up 7 workers now.
Yeah.
But Protoss says, well, my Green Range is almost done. It's go time.
Well, this is kind of the story of PvT, right? Can the Terran pull SCVs in time to defeat whatever Protoss
Apparently,
is throwing?
yes, he can pull them.
Yes.
Oh, this guy's so smart. Look at him.
Did he see some of the units getting ready? It looks
No,
like
I think this
players...
is just not his first rodeo.
Yeah, targeting some SCVs here. Maybe could have gotten an SCV more if he targeted with the Dragoons as well. Oh, now he is. So what was that, like 3 or 4 SCVs?
4 SCVs for 2 Zealots.
Okay, that's reasonable for Protoss. And he's taking a lot of damage on these Dragoons. It looks like he might lose one.
Yeah, it looks like he was trying to bust it.
Okay. Okay, yeah, this is not working at all.
No, and he's now 5 workers behind.
Yeah.
And he's floating a bunch of minerals too. And I think he has no follow-up. I doubt he even has... Yeah, he's building a Vobo. But he's got like nothing else in the, behind this. This
What's
is...
the... Citadel... Oh, he's going for a DT drop.
I don't know about that. He doesn't really have the gas for it. He's got a second gas coming, but I don't like it.
I like how you're talking about yourself in the third person.
Well, you don't really need... You know, you only need 100 gas for a DT, so... It just happens that if you lose it, you won't have any army as well, but... That requires the Terran to push out.
Terran stopped building SCVs during that time. Protoss was caught up on workers, which never should have happened. Like a 7 worker deficit has been eroded here.
Well,
sure, Protoss killed 4 of them, but even so, it's...
Yeah, I don't know much about Terran economy, but if they wanted to throw down 3 more factories now, would they have cut SCVs or would they just have kept producing?
They would have cut them if they wanted to go for a 5-pack timing.
Yeah.
But he's not building... If you look, he's getting an army. This is a 2-base play. It's not a 2-base...
yeah, timing. I feel like as Terran, as soon as you defend something like that, you should realize that you're ahead and just like throw down 3 additional factories. And I don't think the Protoss has any way of like beating a 5-fact after.
We've got a command center coming, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another key thing here is the Protoss has no intel on what's going on inside the Terran main. Because PvT, rushing an observer, getting inside the Terran main is critical, because if you don't do that, you have to just guess. And it's really hard to play blind. If you...
exactly.
Like the Terran can go strongly in either direction. They can do a timing push or they can go for an expansion and then a later push. And if you don't react in a very strict, disciplined way towards whichever one he's doing, you lose.
Yeah.
So if it's a 2-base timing push, you have to play the 2-base timing push build. If it's a 3-base, you have to play the 3-base build. If you don't know which one you're doing, you can't win. There's no in-between builds that work. So the Protoss here is gambling into the 2-base build. He's going for 2-base arbiters. He's getting Zealot legs. He's got a very late observer, and it's about to see the command center, I think. Or does he see it? I think he might have missed it.
Yeah, he had to have seen it.
Okay.
Well, he definitely scouted it, whether or not he sees it.
You're right, he just threw down the Nexus immediately, so he's gone, oh shit, I have enough to hold a 2-base timing. However, this isn't a 2-base timing. Now I'm in trouble. The only thing he has going for him is he has more units that he really should have at this point. That makes sense. He's got he's got an army to resist the tank push, and the tank push isn't coming.
I don't know if that's like the worst thing, just because like in PvT, like TVP late game is like quite hard for the Terran if you just like get a couple of recalls off. So and stasis is also pretty hard for Terran to deal with. So
these tanks are out of position too. The Terran has a bunch of good stuff. However, it's not. Ooh, this could be interesting, especially with Zealot leg stuff.
Yeah, This is like a good example of why at almost every rank, like just
Can we
keeping
follow the
pace
battle?
with... Yeah.
Oh, he's losing too many tanks here. This is not good at all.
Yeah,
See,
Terran is getting demolished.
Yeah, that reset is really bad for Terran because
he can't take his third now.
He can't take his third, and the Protoss took his third behind it. Because the moment the Protoss saw the command center, the Protoss took his own third.
Yeah.
And then, in theory, the Terran was in a good position. Terran had a stronger army and his own third quicker. But those tanks just didn't have any vultures with them. There were no mines, there was no nothing.
Yeah, even without the vultures, like if the Goliaths are just a little bit further up to attack the shuttle quicker, like it's a bit different as well.
And if the tanks aren't in such a long line where each tank, he lost like 4 tanks for free, then there were 2 tanks fighting the entire army. Those died, then there were 2 more. It was...
Well, he had no business having his tanks sieged up all the way back to his natural in a straight line. Like...
Yeah. Well, the problem is he doesn't have any vultures and mines on the map. If you... Normally, you know where the opponent is going to attack from because they have to clear mines first. If they haven't cleared any mines, you don't need to be sieged up there. But in this situation, he was blind, so he just made a very long, thin line of tanks and they got rolled up. That's... and he's got vultures now, but he lost all of his tanks.
Yeah.
He spent the entire early game building up a pure tank army, so he'd have a very strong 15-minute push. He lost it all 10 minutes in.
With like down 10 workers. He's gonna try to drop now.
I don't know about this. I mean, Protoss going up to 4 bases.
Yeah.
It's I don't think that there's much that he can get done with this drop. And it looks like Protoss is expecting it anyway. I think there might have been an observer in the main or something because clearly he's seen something that makes him think that there's a drop. Although that building placement, that's not a good building placement for defending drops. And the dragoons,
well, he saw the drops, but he didn't move the dragoons.
Yeah, I don't think this Protoss plays very good.
He's got an observer though, so he's gonna clean this out.
The 2 dragoons are just standing on the left side watching.
Yeah. Though 2 dragoons don't stop 4 vultures.
Yeah, but I mean, even so, they could try.
Yeah. I don't know if you... Yeah. The match, like, Flash versus Free, runs 4 vultures into 4 dragoons and gets pro kills. 2 dragoons certainly wouldn't do it. Here we go. He's got vultures now. He can take his third.
Protoss can't deny this, but Protoss doesn't need to because Protoss is up to 4 bases now. And that's 4 bases with 4 gas. So the Arbiters are going to become increasingly scary.
Yeah, late game Protoss is pretty frightening.
Doesn't have enough gateways though. Like 4 base, 6 gate is not a good ratio.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, he could just throw down another 6 gateways at his 4th base. In fact, he should probably be doing that about now. He's got a little bit of money banking up now.
Yeah, I agree he should be doing that. Okay, he's got 2 more gateways coming, so he's going up to 8 gateways.
Top right.
Oh, it looked like Protoss saw it. He's got his entire army just attack moving somewhere.
Yeah, well, the Terran is not paying attention to the vultures, so he could have laid mines to cut off the army, but there's already cannons here, so he's not going to get much done. The army's going to be back in.
I mean, he can kill every probe before the cannons kill the vultures.
Well, I think it's like, yeah, he could kill quite a few probes actually. It's a little bit difficult because the cannon's there to like trigger the AI.
Yeah.
But
with +1 though, he can. Dying in 2 shots.
Got quite a few. Still, Protoss up 13 supply and workers, and up even more supply and army.
Yeah, and I think Protoss just never going to attack. He's going to think to himself that there's Terran did a fast expand build, so Terran's going to mine out eventually. And we see +1 air attack, so that implies that Protoss thinks if he has to, he can go carriers.
Protoss can take the rest of the map now. There's nothing Terran, like there's nothing Alm can do to.
There's another drop coming, and this time there aren't 2 goons ignoring it.
Oh no, yeah, but there's a cannon. Oh, there's a tank though.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like a tank drop, especially in this position. Like the base isn't that important for mining. Looks like Protoss is trying to attack.
Looks like Protoss just abandoning his main.
And also abandoning the attack.
You
But
see, that drop is doing a lot of damage.
Yeah, it's providing some good value.
Protoss hasn't even set any units yet. Protoss is ignoring it. Oh, here we go. Speed lots.
I think, yeah, I'm not sure this is the correct play from Terran. He can't, like, even like, he'd be better off dropping vultures since it was completely ignored. He'd be able to kill the cannon and then, still kill all the probes if he wanted to.
I mean, he's still got great value. The mining time lost there was better than...
Yeah. Well, he's getting good value, but he also can't afford to lose any tanks, right? So he wants to trade out all of his vultures as much as possible, but every tank that he loses is something that he can't get back because he's only on 3 base. Against 5 base Protoss now.
That wasn't worth it,
you say 5
right?
base Protoss, but Protoss isn't mining his main base at all. He's keeping those minerals in reserve.
He's not 50 there. Okay, so it's 3 base Protoss, but
yeah.
He has the potential of 5. It's just...
One day.
Yeah. It's just the Protoss has the potential to take 5 base and even to take the top left, and the Terran doesn't really have that same potential, and he's mainly building vultures. He can't really afford to max out on tanks, which is just another reason. Like, he's got a drop sitting in the top right, waiting for the army to move away. But that's another tank committed to harassment. He needs to do, like, it's not enough to just do good harassment at this point in the game. The Terran needs to trade very efficiently.
Well, he's waiting for his to max out and then go out with a push. He's starting in the upgrades, which is reasonable because like, even with 200 supply and like stasis and recall and storm, a 2-1 maxed out or 3-2 maxed out Terran army can actually win that. It doesn't matter how much bank the Protoss has behind it. If the Terran follows up that victory with a quick push.
Well, the Terran just needs to kill the Protoss outright with the push, right?
Yeah, it's and he's. I don't like how few SCVs he has at his third. I think.
See, for me, it's the tank count and the supply. It feels like the push is just too late.
Too late for what? I mean, it's gonna be. The Protoss isn't going to go past 200 supply, so it's...
Yeah, but if the Protoss, like... Because at this point, the Protoss has enough. He could go carriers, he can build gateways in the top right, he could build gateways in the top left.
Stargates now, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, the Protoss is going to lose his army, then remax with carriers.
Yeah, exactly. And like the thing is, the Terran is going to move to... Oh, he's harassing the top right. It's pretty... I mean, this is less cost-effective because he's only targeting the cannon. He needs to target the probes. It's a bit unfortunate.
The vultures weren't even involved. That base there wasn't a good base to attack.
Yeah.
There wasn't anything exposed. There were too many cannons.
Yeah, but if he just dropped it at the bottom side of that base, then he could kill all the probes.
Yeah, you're right. It looks like the Terran has decided he's ready. He's got max out. He's
Yeah.
It's go time.
It's a pretty scary army, but there's no Goliaths.
That and there's Protoss has 12 supply in carriers that have, even when they come out, will have no interceptors. And some of the carriers he does have, again, no interceptors.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't. It's pretty. Oh, maybe if he can kill off this Dragoon army fast enough, but he needs to like lose some vultures and then restock with Goliaths. But I don't even know. Oh, he knows about the carriers now.
Yeah, Protoss lost 50 supply there, but he just has +3 carriers, or 4 carriers building right now.
Because like the Protoss could, in theory,
Terran didn't lose anything, did he? So he can't build any Goliaths. It's strategic not killing the Protoss army, or not killing the Terran army. That EMP was huge. That hit all 3 arbiters. They were stacked up. I think it hit some.
But the Terran tanks getting cleaned up. The vultures are not with the tanks, and I don't think Terran can build another push.
No, I mean not with. By the time the push comes out, it's going to be maxed out carriers, and it's not. Protoss already has Storm, already has Recall, already has Stasis. There's just nothing going on that can trade against this.
Very bad situation for the Terran.
He's down on supply now, and it doesn't have the gas. We've got, what, 8 Goliaths building, but we also have 5 carriers building. I mean, that's... I think 5 carriers will already beat 8 Goliaths, given a chance. Yeah, Potus is remaxing pure carrier, and he's getting double ups on them too.
Yeah.
I think that expansion's quite optimistic. There's nowhere else he can take, but it's optimistic.
I say it's ballsy.
Yeah, it's also, it should be scouted already.
Yeah, there's an observer there. But I mean, where else can he take?
That's the thing, is he can't really take anything. He really needed to kill everything that the Protoss
this isn't
had.
good. That's 3 arbiters for nothing.
Yeah. It feels a lot this game like the Terran has taken decent trades a lot of the time, but just that first engagement put him so far behind that he really needs like a game-ending trade, you know?
Yeah.
And that's what we're not seeing. And it's in fairness, it's really hard for the Terran to like come out and properly coordinate their army to like, you know, deliver that blow.
With the carriers finishing right now, we're going to see like 12 plus carriers on the map.
Yeah.
Like we've got however many this is, and we have 4 more finishing.
Yeah, this is way too many carriers. This is like...
He might be able to take top right though. Because the Protoss has just built nothing but carriers. His entire supply is in carriers. And,
well, I think that this is a little bit of a mistake from the Protoss, but at the same time, he probably figures that he's in such an advantage that he doesn't, you know, he can neglect a lot of his economy and still...
yeah, he can just trade top right away, he doesn't need it.
Yeah.
Because the Terran can't hold the carriers.
Yeah. Because like it would seem that macroing up against carriers would be a little bit easier for the Terran from this position, just because he doesn't have time to rebuild tanks. But at the same time, his army is split from his main and his production, and there's just so many carriers.
Yeah, and he's got 2 more building on top of these, and I think there's like another 5 heading from the main right now.
Yeah.
3 more building.
The desperate distance mining as the CCs are trying to finish.
Yeah, Protoss still maxed out is the thing. It's...
Yeah.
It's just a lot of carriers. And upgraded carriers too.
Yeah.
It makes a difference when they carriers. I think they're on like 2-2 at the moment. With B3 coming.
Yeah, I really would have liked to see some more aggressive play early on. I think the harassment from the Terran player was really good, but maybe after the failed push from the Protoss early game, we could have seen the Terran get on the map and take control of the game.
Yeah, or at least with some vultures. Just like I don't hate going for a quick bird, but he could have gone for a quick bird with some vultures out there just to assert some map control, place some mines, see what's going on.
Well, that's the thing, is you can basically do anything from that position. And
yeah, Protoss was so far behind from the start.
Yeah, he chose to go for a passive play, which is okay, but like the issue is if you're just off by a little bit on your placement, the Protoss can just walk in like we saw.
Yeah, I mean, only carriers.
Exactly. Carriers top left. No more mining for the Terran while he's still mining.
I think there's probably also carriers bottom right.
No more mining for the Protoss. The Protoss doesn't care.
Protoss is only building carriers, and he's near max. So we've got that group of carriers. I think we have another group of carriers, probably somewhere else. There's 4 carriers building. Where are the rest of the carriers? There's 1 at the natural. I can see 1 in the main.
The Terran still has quite an economy, 30 SCVs for this point in the game, but here it's basically going down to 0 with that base going down.
Yeah, I mean, it's... this one isn't getting won by the Terran. This is...
No.
He was so far ahead though. It was just the unit comp when he took his quick third wasn't what he wanted. It was greedy to go to skip for vultures and go for pure tank. It sets him up for a very strong mid game because he gets his third base. And once he has his third base, he can transition into only building vultures out of Mass Factory and get the army comp he wants. But if he gets attacked at all before then and there's speed knots involved, it's just so punishing.
Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate. It feels like he could have maybe also, even with that army comp, he was in a position where if he had a better block or if he had some turrets in place, maybe he could get things done and
or
get
buildings.
a third base. Yeah.
Just the Dragoons just started stepping onto the tanks, and that shouldn't be happening.
Yeah, exactly.
I think Fodus doesn't seem to want his bases anymore. He looks at this and says, well, I've got enough carriers, I don't really mind what happens from here on out.
Yeah. Well, he knows that the Terran can't kill the interceptors, because that's the real danger, is if you end up losing all your bases and you only have carriers.
Yeah, I think he just saw the second carrier army.
Yeah, GG.
GG.
Well done, Kwark. My apologies to anybody watching. This is ZoxTQ, and I'm observing with limited abilities, it seems like. Alright, game 2 of this best of 5 prize show match between Kwark and Alm on the map Tear of Goddess by Korean mapmaker Osami.
Okay, so we know that this is for sure game 2.
Yeah. I guess there was just some chat in the lobby before the game.
Yeah. Cross
Yeah,
positions.
I appreciate people renaming their replays, but I noticed the default file names already are ordered based on the numbers, and they include the map name in them as well.
Yeah. So I think that any kind of bunker rush will be pretty ineffective, so I don't expect the 12 necks into 2-gate to actually come into play here.
I don't expect the 12 necks against the 2-gate to be tried because it went so badly last game. Like, the 12 necks was counted perfectly by the VAC CC, and then after the bunker bust was counted perfectly by just having SUVs pulled, and Terran was like 7-8 workers ahead.
Yeah.
POTUS shouldn't ever try that again.
Yeah, especially after the Terran was so effective in pulling his SUVs at the right time. He didn't really waste any mining time, so I could understand if the Protoss player was a bit apprehensive.
Oh shit, POTUS is going Nexus. Despite the disaster last game.
Yeah, but here it's cross spawns and the barracks is in the main for the Terran, so I don't think that Alm is going to be pushing across the map anytime soon.
Well, again, the POTUS wanted him to. This is unwise. This might be before the POTUS learned to play PvP. I heard that until recently, Kwark had no idea how to play PvP.
I think that the Protoss and the two players seem to have a pre-existing relationship, so maybe the Protoss expects a bunker rush, but it isn't coming this series.
I don't think this is a good opener on a 4-player map against the Terran who's willing to go back CC with no gas. If you try a build and it goes really badly for you, you shouldn't do the same build on the same map in the next game. Just as a rule, that's not a good idea. If you're gonna make mistakes, try to only make them once.
True. I guess that would not apply to builds where you don't want them to scout the build, but in this case.
Oh yeah, also the POTUS didn't tell him his location. Last game, POTUS opened up by telling him the location. This game, not so much.
But so let's say for this build here, if the Terran scouts it, they should know. Well, if they evaluate correctly, they should know that their opponent is expecting them to bunker rush. Correct?
Nobody expects this build. Even people who know this build don't expect this build.
Oh, okay.
It's weird. People who know that it counters the bunker rush still bunker rush it.
Mm-hmm.
How many zealots do we have though? I think Protoss cut a zealot. So you're meant to get a second zealot after the Nexus finishes to get out as many units as possible. However, Protoss did not do that. He instead went straight into the Dragoon, and I think Dragoon range has been slowed as well. Dragoon range should be on its way, but it's not. So what I'm seeing here is that Protoss is actually making probes.
Yeah, so his economy will be better.
Oh, wait a second. I remember what I did.
This is the standard 2 base.
Look, Protoss are getting +1 air. I don't know how to justify this. This is I think the Protoss forgot range and then just wanted to commit to it. Because fuck it, I don't need range.
Right. I think it's just a fake out, right? When you get +1 air, so that.
Oh, there's a Stargate coming.
Oh, okay. So it's not a.
Okay,
it is a fake out, but it's a different.
I don't know how to describe this. I mean, this is certainly something, but it's nothing good.
Carriers.
It appears to be either a scout rush or a carrier rush, and the Terran is going for a quick dropship. So, I don't know about this. I don't think this is going to be good.
It could in fact be very bad.
However, this probably is the fastest carrier you can get, because this was 12 necks into quick core into +1 air and Stargate. This is going to have like +2 air faster than anybody could imagine it.
Yeah.
When's he going to get his range though? That's is he just never going to get to good range?
I don't think you can if you're going this fast carrier, because you need the commitment of, like, carriers are such intensive on both minerals and gas. Like, I don't think you have range to put, or I don't think you have space for the range.
Yeah, this is questionable. There's a vulture drop coming, and he's got no robo, and he can't get a robo. He's got no Dragoon range.
So, what the Terran wants to do against this is scout it and then aggressively push across the map, correct? So,
I mean, yeah, the Protoss hasn't made any units in the
He's
last...
got 3 units.
Yeah, and he's had 3 it's the same 3 units he had at 2 minutes.
It definitely seems like Terran going for an aggressive build that also scouts the Protoss is beneficial here.
It's... I mean, he's not making any Dragoons, but that makes sense because he does have Dragoon range. Why would you?
Yeah.
He's not making any Zealots, but again, that makes sense because, you know, no Zealot legs.
If he just had his mind still with... Yeah, he could have just ran in the front, really. He had enough vultures.
Okay, Protoss going to have to abandon his main because he can't defeat 4 vultures.
Yeah, this is not looking good. Wait, there's no obs, right?
There's no, so there was just 2 carriers building. That's the entire build.
Oh dear. This is a very sad Protoss right now.
He's got a good probe count, and I think he's going to wall off the... Yep, there we go. Beautiful.
Oh,
good job, Protoss.
Nice ball.
If he had laid a few more mines...
Well, he put all the mines on the map.
Yeah, it's true. Like, that's what I was thinking, is there's so few units. If he just had the mines with the vultures, now he knows, right? But I guess
yeah, he's
you're
seen
afraid
that the Dragoons have no range,
that.
and there's only the 2 Dragoons.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. He could have maybe ran in a couple of
I would like to see
as well.
Cloak then race with Scout at this point, because you know the Protoss has no gas.
Yeah.
Like, the Protoss has so little gas he lost his main base. He can't...
No gas, no robo.
Yeah, like, you can just go in and kill the carriers with, like, 1 cloaked race. The moment you get your first race finished, you run it across the map, and you start killing a carrier.
Taking a third. So I think that the Terran from here should just be able to macro the Protoss.
Yeah, but how many Goliath does he have right this second?
Yeah, none, but like it's just one carrier, so like if he just gets one...
There's a second one on the way.
Yeah. Oh man. This
is the 8-minute carrier timing.
Oh man.
And also the carriers have +1, so that's more powerful than 1 carrier. That single carrier actually got the power of 1.2 carriers.
3 interceptors. my.
He's getting it done.
Oh no. Perrin, why? Okay, so I think, yeah, exactly. So Terran's just going to throw down additional factories. I think that's what he probably should have done just to begin with as soon as he scouts the carriers.
Yeah, you're not really afraid of two-base carrier.
Yeah.
The eco's not there.
Yeah, exactly. The econ's not there, and then, like, you're almost guaranteed to get a contain on the Protoss.
And there's no Dragoon range, so, I mean, Photos can't even hurt you.
Yeah, exactly. If the carriers can't
Photos has found
snipe,
the armory.
there's a drop coming. So maybe the Terran should be able to do a lot of damage with this drop. This one should have the full complement of spider mines.
But Terran's going to lose his +1, and Photos
no.
has +2 air basically finished.
Oh, tanks in the natural. That's okay. Is
Terran going to lose his +1?
That does
Terran's
not.
still got his +1. How did he save that? Photos should have committed on that. Photos should have finished that.
There's some Goliath there. It's being repaired as well. I'm not sure. We didn't really get to see it, so I'm not sure if...
tank goes down.
Yeah.
And the carriers are coming in for the second tank. Dragoon range just started. That is the 10-minute Dragoon range timing.
I think the Terran is having a little bit of trouble committing right now. He kind of like is trying to do a few too many things, trying to expand, trying to attack with tanks, trying to drop vultures, and trying to stop carriers from killing his main all at the same time. But he doesn't really have the units to do so.
Photos has +2 carriers. These are actually quite dangerous. It's 4 +2 carriers on the map.
This is the most ridiculous build I've ever seen.
And +3's on the way. Photos is not slowing down. There are no brakes on this train.
The Terran, again, should be okay if they can just macro up on Goliath.
These Dragoons still don't have range. They can't clear mines.
It's very unfortunate.
They took hits.
Yeah.
Dragoon range is almost finished. We're 11 minutes and Dragoon range is almost finished. Photos has stopped building carriers.
Oh, he's still got one.
He's got
Stargate.
Yeah, but the other Stargate is inactive and he's not replacing this one. He's switching. This is the 11-minute tech switch out of carriers because you already have 6 +3 carriers.
No.
It's a classic timing. I think all Protoss players are familiar with this timing. It's 11 minutes in, you have enough carriers against Terran, so you can switch to Dragoons.
Then can you also do some recall and some mind control?
I
I think you have to wait till like 13 minutes to do that. But yeah, after 11 minutes, the carriers are done. Oh, +1 armor started on the carriers. He's not building carriers, but he's upgrading the armor on them.
I don't think you need recall and mind control in this situation.
Well, I mean, you have to use the mind controls to take over an SCV.
Oh, here come all the Goliaths to kill all the carriers and deny the 12 o'clock base. However, unfortunately for him, Odos has switched out of carriers. Dragoon range is finally finished as of 12 minutes.
Yeah, and now those 3 tanks he lost are really... This army's gonna get completely crushed.
Oh, it's all gone wrong for Terran. Oh, it's the disaster. He wasn't expecting the switch out of carriers at 11 minutes.
And goon range. The goon range is a surprise.
No. Oh no.
You see, the thing is that second cybernetics goal getting the goon range, that was pretty crucial.
That's unreal.
No one
Oh, here comes the
expects
vulture run by.
Inquisition.
Oh, he's going to lose all of his...
See, this is the move that I thought could have been... If this happened like 2 minutes ago, the Protoss would be in an unwinnable position.
Oh, I mean, yeah, look, he's lost 20... Oh, he's lost all of his...
Yeah.
He has no workers left. He's down 54 against... Protoss can't win this, surely. But he does have his carriers, and +3 attack on carriers is about to finish, which is going to give those 6 carriers are going to have the attack of 9 carriers.
The game is like surprisingly somewhat even, except for the carrier count. Like if Terran somehow manages to get this under control, but the issue is he has to split so much between building tanks and building Goliaths, and surely he doesn't have enough gas to just continually produce on both of those. He needs to throw some vultures in too.
Oh, +3 has finished. That is the 13-minute +3 air attack timing. You can only get that timing if you skip Dragoon range. But you know, it's a high quality build. A lot of players will advocate skipping Dragoon range in this matchup.
Well, yeah.
Oh, he's not mining anymore again.
I think we've gotten the opportunity to see why, even in this game, despite all of the advantages the Protoss has gained by now, the Vulture run-bys are still a problem, and if we just had that a little bit earlier, I think the Protoss would have a very hard time keeping up with this
19 workers.
protection.
And I don't think even all the 19 workers are even working.
No. I mean, it seems like, okay, they're transferring back to the main now. Though, Terran still has the economy to build enough Goliaths. I don't know if they have enough to protect their factories, though.
Oh, well, Protoss can't micro carriers, so that's going to be a problem. Oh, losing him.
That could have gone worse for the Protoss. There's still a carrier that's very low. If Terran snipes that one, I think that he can get the numbers on his side. And not targeting the correct carrier.
Oh, here come the Dragoons. So Protoss isn't even trying to recover his probe count.
Yeah.
Protoss is just committing.
This is turning into a very scrappy game.
You're not going to be able to repair those turrets against this. That's not happening. Oh, that tank's out of position.
No. Oh no, the Goliaths too.
Yep.
They're just on move command.
I think we're going to see the command center go down, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yep, the carriers can just snipe it. That +3 attack.
And GG. There definitely was an opportunity for Terran in that one.
Yeah, I think a single Wraith would have taken that game.
Yeah.
A Wraith, like if he just builds one Wraith and flies it in, he can just start killing the carrier.
Yeah.
Or Protoss slowly builds the forge and then try to build a cannon underneath the Stargate.
Yeah. And all of the tanks that game were just lost outside of actually, like, they didn't actually have an opportunity to fight properly.
That +1 carrier just came across the map so quickly. The 8-minute carrier timing.
So did you do carriers because you felt Ulm wasn't a very aggressive player?
No,
not at all.
I think I forgot Dragoon range and I just wanted to commit to it.
Honest.
I sometimes get into a strange thought pattern where I make a mistake and then I just try and lean into the mistake. I think, well, this was a mistake, but if I transition into something weird, then it can be all part of my plan. It's not a very good plan.
Well, in that game in particular, it felt like there were a lot of options for him to just straight up kill the Protoss, but like it's hard in the moment to actually identify these, and it's kind of like, you know, also part of what makes a great player is being able to identify exactly what you need to do at each moment.
Yeah, because we saw 2 Gateway into building 1 Zealot, 2 Dragoons, then nothing for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So by the Terran thinks, okay, yeah, I'll take a 3rd base. But at that point, it's too late to take the 3rd base because the carriers...
Yeah, it's kind of a weird thing, because, like, you know, it's almost like you have all of the information, but the build is so weird that you don't necessarily know, like you're thinking like, oh, is my timing gonna be like sufficient? And you don't know. If you don't know, you could go for it anyway, and then we see, how it ended up. Whereas if you just went for a more aggressive build, there's no way the Protoss could stop it. Even if you had 8 vultures, like the Protoss was just dead by the time he could kill off those vultures.
Okay, this time we're seeing a gateway from the Protoss, which is not what we saw the last 2 games, but it probably is what we should have seen.
Well, I think that 12 next against a player who doesn't bunker rush is actually pretty decent. Like if you're quite confident that they're not gonna confidently move across the map with the bunker rush or earlier, well, I don't know what else you would do at the BBS or something, but then 12 next is actually not bad.
Well, the issue was that the game 1 build, he just hard countered it with his having a stronger eco. But we're seeing an actual build out of the Protoss this game. This is something you might see a good player do. Whereas we are seeing a gasless expand from the Terran, which is the hard counter to the 12 next. So,
yeah.
Given the Protoss gone 12 next twice in a row, appears to be responding and just going for the correct counter build.
Well, I think gasless expand should be good against just about anything the Protoss
Yeah,
can
gasless expand can hold this. I mean, if
Yeah.
it couldn't hold this standard Protoss opener, they wouldn't do it.
Yeah. And he's going to put up the wall behind to prevent any run by. Also, it's a nice placement for the Marine to be able to micro against any Zealots, which could be annoying otherwise.
This Protoss build is just a 23 next. It's very, very standard.
Is this the light build? Or
Yeah.
23 next, 25 robo?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the only other PvT build I know, so it's definitely going to be that.
Yeah, it's a pretty good universal build. Stops about everything.
Yeah, I like it a lot. It's what I try to do on 4-player maps as well. The issue is that the scouting can be quite late because you have to keep your Tribune on the ramp for a 4-minute vulture timing.
Yeah, I think vultures are very strong against everything, so...
Just if you don't have the ramp block for a Tribune at 4 minutes and the vulture gets in, you've lost the game. It's just one of those things that there is a timing at 4 minutes where if the Terran did a normal factory timing with the vulture will be at your base. And if it gets in, then it's game over. You can't recover from that. So it's one of those just strict rules the Protoss has to follow, is that you cannot let the 4-minute vulture in.
Yeah. And we see Protoss still blocking the ramp, doing a good job preventing a scout and obviously staying safe against vultures.
And then this is also part of that opening where you have to follow with 2 extra gateways. Because if the Terran does a 2 factory 3 tank push, you do not have 3 gateways, you just lose the game. But instead, he's got a very, very late scout on the gasless expand, and he's actually pretty far behind, but he doesn't even know it. He would have wanted to have been just doing damage to that bunker this entire time, taking advantage of the late tank, but he can't. He doesn't know about it. So this is about as favourable for Terran as it could be. Protoss has wasted a lot of time countering 2 different things the Terran isn't doing, and is only now going to realise that Terran actually went for a quick CC. He's not dead because the build is solid, but oh, this is interesting. This is going to transition into a bulldog. Look, wave of zealots and a shuttle.
Oh yeah, this could be a very quick match.
But with a gasless expand into 2 factories, I mean, the Terran should be able to defend a bulldog.
Well, he only has 1 tank so far, so by the time this hits, he should have, what, 3 tanks? Because it looks like he's building 2 more tanks.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like to see vultures coming out a little bit quicker. It looks like this Terran is.
Look at the worker difference. Holy shit.
Yeah, the Terran is quite ahead if they just like hold any bust that comes their way.
Yeah. If the Terran doesn't die, then it's over. I mean, 12 worker advantage. The Protoss is barely mining. He can't even take a second gas. Because, he's taking a second gas, but he doesn't have the worker to put on it.
Yeah.
He's got, 13 probes per base. You say
Yeah,
six of those are mining gas.
He's completely cutting probes. Unfortunately, the Terran Alm is not going to scout this at all.
But I mean, this Bulldog is all in.
And he's pushing out now. Oh, this can be a disaster.
Yeah, this is.
Oh no.
Protoss is
He's
just
only
getting
got
luckier
5
than anybody deserves to get.
Yeah.
Protoss doesn't even know that Terran's pushing out. Protoss is going ahead of his Bulldog, and there's nothing there to Bulldog. This
Wait,
is interesting.
They're gonna scout. They're gonna see each other soon.
Oh, there's an archives coming too.
Okay, Protoss sees that there's no tanks. He should know that there's something going on. He's still going.
Yeah,
Okay.
Protoss doesn't care. Protoss says it's time.
Yeah.
There's an empty bunker. Let's go.
There's an empty bunker. There's no tanks. Oh no.
Oh, archives is about to finish.
Oh no, this is not how it was meant to be. The shuttle is just sitting there like, what am I supposed to do now?
Yeah, it's waiting to drop on the tanks, but there are no tanks.
Yeah.
Oh, goons are building. There's 3 goons building.
The Terran going for
Yep,
the base.
the Terran. Oh, it's probe time.
Oh no. There's 3 Dragoons here. It's not going to be enough to hold it, but
The DTs are building.
yeah. It's a lot of damage done by the Terran, but it all comes down to, I guess, if he holds his main, which at this point, I'm not sure. Maybe he
Why
can.
isn't the carrier
If
dropping?
he just had like 1 tank right now in his main, he would hold it. Oh, I say
Terran
that.
has twice the
does have a
workers.
tank. Oh, he doesn't have siege mode. Okay, so that's very important. Is like, I said he would hold it if he just had 1 tank, but no siege mode does make a huge difference.
And literally twice the workers. It was 38 to 19
Yeah.
a minute ago.
Oh, but he's gonna lose some workers here. Oh, luckily he didn't mind drag onto himself.
I actually quite like that he's getting knocked out here with mine, because there is a DT on the map.
Okay. So the Terran held his main. He's got more workers. I think the Terran should be ahead here, right? But the issue is, how well can he deal with the remaining harassment? And there's DTs. Oh boy.
Yeah, this is the weird one.
Yeah, because like in an ideal like.
And the Comstat hasn't
ideally
done
the-
a single thing?
Yeah, ideally
There
the
it goes.
Terran could hold this, right? But it's just like, it's such a tricky situation.
The worker difference has been fixed as well. The Protoss is now actually even
Right.
ahead on workers. It's gone from 38 to 19 to 26 to 26.
But there's siege mode now, so he can't break the ramp anymore. Does he have
The command center just died, didn't it?
Yeah, it died. That's
yeah,
very
okay. Protoss
unfortunate.
is
Protoss is now ahead.
yeah, Protoss is way ahead. And there's an arbiter building.
Yeah,
Oh, this must be so tilting to lose to.
indeed. I think that
Gas just expand into a really strong push, and you're like, yes, I've won the game, only to find that there's some
Yeah.
random dragoons in your natural.
I think the most frustrating point from the Terran's perspective is that the Terran player can hold the push there, right? So it's like, it's even more frustrating knowing that, you know, sometimes you have a build and you had no opportunity to win, like if you have a 9 pool against a 12 hatch, but here it's like Terran just had to hold the CC and they were in an okay position.
Yeah, or just not attack, because Protoss was all inning, and then
Yeah.
Terran took all of his army and went out to counterattack as the Protoss all in.
Yeah,
The
maybe
all in
if-
wasn't going to work.
Exactly. Maybe if he sends out an SCV, like there's no way that the Protoss is breaking 5 tanks. But yeah, you're right. A scout timing would have been the play there.
It's this Protoss doesn't deserve to be this lucky. It's he. The only way he could possibly win is if Terran took all of his units and took them away from his base, and then Terran took all of the units, just ran out of the base. Oh, I'll pick up the DT. There we go. DT back in the shuttle.
And he's got a nice pylon wall too to prevent Vulture run by that was attempted there.
And he's up workers now.
Yeah. It's not great for the Terran.
No, I mean also
However-
the Arbiters are done, so this is like
Is
Terran's getting his
there-
+1 attack, and there's already Arbiters done, so this is going to be late game, way early when Terran was ready for it.
Yeah. Is there a vessel coming for the Terran or
No,
no? Okay.
this is.
I was kind of
this is-
Yeah. This is very hard for the Terran at this point.
It's just the Protoss is in late game PvT and the Terran's in mid game PvT. But kind of early game PvT. He's only just taken his expansion.
Hmm.
It's
But the Protoss doesn't want to expand this game, so I'm just trying to think if there's any way that the Terran holds
look at that block on the Vultures. Nice.
somehow gets a third. Oh yeah, one Dragoon there.
That's all you need.
Yeah. Well, you can definitely kill one Dragoon with mines, but he's constantly, and we saw this in the previous games in the series, before he moves in with the Vultures, he always seems to use all of the mines, which it's a good play to kind of try to make sure that you're defended from everything before you throw away the Vultures, but if he had some mines there, he could definitely break that Dragoon, though it looked like there were more Dragoons behind it, so I don't know if it would have been that effective.
It looked to me like Terran's just going to go for a 2-1. He's building
Yeah.
a starport. He's going to probably build a second up. I'll get +1 armor on his first army once it finishes, and then build a second one. But how much gas energy does the Arbiter have? This might be time.
Yeah, there's a lot of energy, and the tanks are reasonably clumped, and he gets the ones in the back. It looks like he could have gotten more if he went for the ones in the front, but that would have obviously not been optimal from a flank.
This is a bad idea
Zealots
for
on top
Protoss.
of- Well, the
This isn't
Zealots
gonna
were
work.
just too early. If the Zealots
Yeah.
were better timed with the Dragoons, you could see maybe he has enough to do a little bit more damage.
And this isn't the play down here.
That's an
I think he
optimistic
tried
expansion.
to take 9 o'clock and
Yeah.
discovered there was a mine there, so he thought, okay, I'll take 6 o'clock. But you can actually siege that from the high ground. That is, I don't know if I knew that at the time, but that is not the expansion you want against Terran.
So I definitely think after that attack, and this run
that's
by is
sloppy.
amazing from Terran. I think.
But there
that
was a
there's-
rule. It's just the Warning Dragoon didn't want to be.
Yeah, the Dragoon has to be in the right spot. And he's gonna lose a Dragoon to mines. He's gonna lose a bunch of probes here. A bunch of
Terran's
mine
back in it.
attacks as well. I think the Terran is like, he's not in a good position by any means, but I think that he's doing what he needs to in order to win this
Yeah,
game.
Terran was 15 workers behind and like one base against 2. Now Terran is ahead on workers, and although it's now 3 bases to 2, I think we're about to discover why you don't take that expansion on this map.
Yeah, and I think I definitely think the Protoss not having a third that they can defend is going to be a problem in this game, and
Yeah.
Terran can definitely exploit that to get ahead. That Vulture run by was huge. I think that the defense and the Vulture run by combined are like, oh my god.
Okay, well that's not ideal.
That's
Okay, so
funny.
Protoss needs to take a new third. This was not the play. Because Protoss had this giant army on the map for the last like 5 minutes, and he has done nothing with it. He's done one failed attack. He's had run-bys happen a few times, and he tried to take a base inside the Terran's base. Yeah, not the play. But this guy, he seems pretty smart. Maybe he knows something we don't.
You talking about yourself or all? I think you're
Talking
talking about Kwark.
myself. Oh, no, I don't think he does know anything that we don't. He's
The Vulture.
Shooting in the dark, hoping something sticks.
Yeah, the stream chat has identified top left is open, as is top right actually. I think 6 o'clock was the only expansion that Protoss couldn't take and hold, but 6 o'clock was the one that he wanted. I think he's trying to deny that to Terran. He just needs to build the Nexus slightly further up and to the left. If you build the Nexus out of tank range, then you can then mine those 2 mineral patches on the left-hand side. No trouble. But we're going to add Storm into the mix, so as well as having our quick Arbiters with Arbiter Energy Upgrade, we are now going to have High Templar, all on 2 gas. And we're adding some cannons, which I think is a good response to the fact that we've already lost all our probes to vultures like 5 times over. It would have been nice to have the cannon before all the probes died, and then after probes got rebuilt, and then all died to cannons again, and then a 3rd time. But now, at least it won't happen a 4th time. Hopefully. He's adding more gateways. I think Protoss is just going to wait for the town to mine out. He's got a bunch of Arbiter energy, but there's no real point attacking. Terran is fortified.
Seems to be your strategy every game.
Just hope they leave. Oh, here comes an Arbiter. What's he going to do? Nothing. Just
Annoy?
It's gonna create a wall.
I believe that the intention there is just to make it so the Terran can't do anything for a while. They've got to wait out the stasis. Because you wouldn't push with half your tanks in stasis. Well, the Protoss is expanding, and he's getting his upgrades.
Yeah, the Terran is definitely limited by their 2-base economy here. They're not quite able to produce on all of their factories, it looks like.
And it's about to be 1-base economy. Because after losing their natural early on, they had to run all the SCVs back into the main, and oh, there's another stasis. Yeah, so it looks like Protoss has decided that because he can't recall, he's just going to burn some Arbiter energy. I don't know if I agree with this, but on the other hand, last game we did see that he stacked up all of his vessels, all of the Arbiters, and had them all EMP'd in the fight. So this might actually be the best way to use their energy. And it's better than getting them all EMP'd at once. Also, Terran appears to be patrolling top left, but doesn't realize that the expansion is the top right natural. It's a high-level play by the Protoss. Will we see another stasis on the natural? There are a lot of tanks there. Oh, Terran thinks it's time. Terran thinks it's time. Oh, it's all gone wrong. Oh, that's a complete wall as well. Terran can't get out.
Yeah. This stasis is a bit more annoying because it looked like the Terran was actually ready to move there.
Yeah, and yeah, now he's just walled in.
Yeah.
This Protoss is clearly a high-level player. He's coming up with strategies that other people just wouldn't even think of. Terran can't push if you walled him in with stasis. And that's just science.
Yeah. Well, it looks like the Terran has enough supply here to push, and truthfully, there might be an opportunity here for the Terran to do some damage. If the Terran's able to destroy the Protoss army, the Protoss can't remax here.
I mean, he's got 60 workers, and he's taking top right. Oh, we missed another 2 stasis.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. I mean, it wasn't a fight or anything. It's just the Protoss is, I think, just having fun with stasis.
Those 2 tanks in the mineral line.
Oh, +1 air attack is coming, and so is the fleet beacon. Looks like we're going for the 21-minute carrier switch.
Ah, that's the best strat.
Well, I mean, last game we saw 8 minutes. The carriers were done. The carriers started like 4 minutes 30 seconds. 8 minutes time, the carriers were already destroying the Terran third. Whereas this game, I think this is just a a planned switch for after the Heron destroys the Protoss army. Although, yeah, the second core coming, but I don't think the upgrades are going to be good enough. He does have a big army, though. I would like to be seeing more gateways here. Oh,
He's
probably
tapped
better
out
than
and
EMP'd.
supply
EMP
too.
is good. The second EMP is good. Does he have any Arbiter energy? Or any
I think he used it all on his making his wall-ins. I don't know if this. I don't
just
know
not-
about this play. I don't think that this is what the Protoss should be doing.
Well, I think that it's okay for the Protoss just because the Terran economy is not strong enough to remax, and he did do a considerable amount of damage.
And it looked 4 carriers building all at once. The moment that he started losing units, he went straight into the carriers.
This Protoss has an unhealthy addiction to carriers.
Well, I mean they're in
Is
the
it
air,
unhealthy?
so you can't shoot them.
Is it?
Why would you make units on the ground when tanks can shoot the ground? Also, at this point, the only expansion the Terran can really take is the 6 o'clock, and the Protoss already took that base. They
Yeah.
couldn't mine it, but they started.
The Protoss doesn't have an army, so Terran should be able to kill top right, but I don't think he knows about this, right?
He does not know about top right.
Okay.
And also, the Arbiter Air Force is punishing him.
I
These Arbiters are about to have +1. I mean, you
Okay.
got to think about that. If you wait like a second, these Arbiters will be +1 Arbiters.
so they do 3
So
damage,
so
right?
siege mode for the arbiters.
Yeah.
Top tier big brain strat.
There's too many Zealots here, and the tanks are in front.
And the carriers are out. Oh, sorry, the carrier is out. But all you need is one. There we go.
Yeah.
Was that one
Intercept is out.
interceptor?
And yeah, you see the Terran, he's mined out his natural, but he can't take 6 o'clock because the Protoss already expanded to 6. It's, high level plays.
He's going to take the 6 o'clock. He just needs to kill the. Oh no, that's a barracks. Never mind. I don't.
If anything, the Protoss should have built more cannons.
Oh no, that's a CC now. Okay, so he.
That's
he
his main CC.
Wait. Okay, yeah.
It's fine.
That's
That makes sense.
That's fine. It's basically a necessity for him at this point. He's gonna float his other CC up top, but it's gonna get intercepted by carriers. It looks like.
Yeah,
Protoss
Terran doesn't
should
appear to be
be
building
okay.
anything, whereas Protoss is building 4 carriers.
Yeah, the supply gap is just massive at this point.
Yeah, I think 4 carriers beat nothing.
Yeah, they definitely beat Command Center on its own.
Yeah, I mean, last game we saw 1 carrier beat the command center with an 8-minute carrier. It was like at the Terran command center by 8 minutes, which is a high level timing. I feel like a lot of players probably couldn't expand and then do 8-minute carrier timing with +1 as well. You
It
have to be
definitely takes a lot of skill.
Yeah. Just a lot of people wouldn't know how to do that. Oh, well, we're going to lose all the probes. Or not. The vultures have run away. I don't know that he needs those vultures, though, because he knows that there's carriers on the map now. So I don't know that I would be conserving my vultures against carriers. In my opinion, the vultures probably lose value once the Protoss has like a... Oh, this is a 25-minute run by. However, this time the Protoss has no probes left, so run by will be less effective. 73 probes. I don't think this Protoss knows what he's doing. However, he does seem to have some carriers and bases. And the new Terran expansion of 6 o'clock does not have as many minerals as it normally would. because of the strategy of going in early and mining it a bit.
Oh, and a recall.
This is actually quite smart because now the Terran has to walk into the storm.
Got a nice EMP through though.
I don't hate this.
That was such a nice EMP.
Maybe this Protoss is secretly a genius.
Yeah, I'm wondering if that EMP hit anything though. He seems to have a lot of storm.
He does seem to have a lot of storms, yeah.
Oh, good mana from Alm. Congrats, Kwark.
Thank you.
Big shout out to Kwark. He's donated every single show match monetary prize he's won. It's very kind of you.
It hasn't been that many. It's tactical losing show matches.
I think you've won quite a few.
I mean, it's still better than my 0-win record.
Your self-commentating is impressive as well.
So, 3-0 for Kwark over Alm in that A rank best of 5 show match. If anyone's watching, we got an open cast invite, so join our Discord server and feel free to hop into the voice channel called Open Casting, and you can cast the game